welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. My TBR has gotten out of control. Like, you guys might be able to guess by the amount of book hauls that I've been posting, but it's bad. I mean, I probably should do a video on it, but I don't even want to let you know how many books are on my TBR. Like, honestly, well over 100. So like, I need to do something about that. It's absolutely ridiculous. But on here are quite a few books that every time that I'm going through my shelves trying to pick out a new book to read, I never want to read them. So that being said, I need to either unhaul them or read them. Like, every time I look at them, I'm like, I don't want to read that. I don't feel like reading that. And am I ever going to feel like reading it? I don't know. So I decided to do the try a chapter tag. Now, I haven't really watched a lot of these. I've just kind of heard about them. So I'm not really 100% sure how they're supposed to go. But I think what I'm just going to do, and I mean, maybe this is absolutely correct. I think I'm just going to pick 5 books. I initially was going to do 10, but I feel like that would take me a long time to sit down and read, like, you know, the first chapters of 10 different books. So I think I'm going to do them in sections. And then this first video, I'm going to do 5 books. I'm going to pick 5 of them off my shelves. Like I said, the ones that I keep like glossing over and thinking, not today, I'm not going to read this today. I'm going to try the first chapter of them, and I'm going to come back on here and let you know what I thought of the first chapter and whether or not I'm going to continue with reading the book. So the first book that we're going to look at today is The Artist of Disappearance by Anita Desai. And this one is actually a set of 3 different novellas. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what any of them are about, but I don't know. Every time I see this book, I'm just like, man, I don't know. And it's it's pretty short. How many pages are in this book? There is 156, and that's 3 different novellas. So let's see. I'm going to try this. I'm going to see what I think about it. I'll come back on here in a minute and let you know. All right, you guys. So I am back. This one, see, and this was the first one, and it's kind of difficult because it's 3 different novellas. Like, maybe I shouldn't have picked this one for this challenge, because how am I going to know all 3 of them are going to be different, like, books, right? So, and also, it was also kind of difficult to do because they're not in chapters. Like, it's a novella, so it just kind of goes all the way through, and there's not really a good stopping point. So I found a page like a little ways in, like right here. It's like 3 pages in, and where it has, I don't know if you guys can see this, but it has like some stars here. There's like a little break. So that's where I read up to. And so that was only 3 pages. And in those 3 pages, I can say I'm a little bit confused as to what's going on. I think it's like a military officer, and he is going to this place of training. If you can hear my boyfriend talking in the background, he's playing video games. So I apologize. I already told him to be quiet once. You know how boys are with their video games. So if you hear him, I'm sorry. Anyways. So yeah, I think he's going to like do some training, and he ends up at this place that's just like horrible. It just sounds absolutely disgusting. Like, it's completely run down, and it's just really, really gross. I believe all of these stories take place in India, which I've never really read anything that takes place in India. So that kind of makes me want to read it, just because I've not read anything that takes place there. So it'd be something kind of different. I will say that already I can tell that this author is like, she really paints a really, really great picture. She's got absolutely great detail without like being too much. So you're getting a really, really good visual representation of what she's trying to convey. So I do like that. I think I am going to carry on with this one. I wasn't 100% sold on it, but maybe, I think, yeah, I'm going to keep this one. This one's going to go back on the shelf. The next book that we're going to be trying the first chapter of is Werewolf Cop by Andrew Klavan. And this one was in a My Thrill Club unboxing. And I'm just going to read you guys the synopsis of it, and then we'll go from there. So it says, Zachary Adams is one of the best detectives in the country. We already know that I'm not really a fan of cop novels, so we'll see. Nicknamed Cowboy, he's a soft-spoken homicide detective from Houston, known for his integrity and courage under fire. He serves on a federal task force that has a single mission: to hunt down Dominic Abend, a European gangster who's taken over the American underworld. After a brutal murder gives them a lead, Zach and his tough guy NYPD partner, Martin Goulart, feels like they are finally on Abend's trail, but things get complicated and increasingly weird. Goulart's on-the-job enemies are accusing him of corruption, and Zach is beginning to suspect that Abend's evil goes beyond crime, perhaps to the edge of the supernatural. As his investigation continues in Germany, Zach finds himself lured into the impossible. In a centuries-old forest under a full moon, the beast assaults him, cursing him forever. In the aftermath, Zach is transformed into something horrible, something deadly. Now, the good cop has his innocent blood on his hands. He has killed and he will kill again, in the form of a beast who can't be controlled or stopped. Before he can free himself, he's going to have to solve the greatest mystery of all. How can you defeat evil when the evil is inside you? So, I mean, it kind of sounds good, but I don't really like cop stories. So, let's try a chapter. Okay, you guys. So, first of all, I'm sorry if the angle keeps changing. I have to, start and stop, and I film on my phone, and it's just, everything keeps moving. Anyways, okay. So, Werewolf Cop. All the way through this first chapter, I'm going no, I think I'm going to get rid of this. I think I'm going to get rid of this. I'm not really liking it so far. And then the very last paragraph of the chapter, something crazy happened. So basically, in the beginning of this chapter, they're stumbling upon this murder scene, and there's 5 or 6 bodies. It's extremely gruesome. There's decapitations, and they don't even know how many bodies there are here. And it's just all these cops showing up to this crazy murder scene. And like I said, all the way through, I'm thinking, not really for me. Cop books, that sort of thing. Until all of a sudden, one of the cops finds a huge hole in the wall, it's hidden. It's a hidden trap door. And there's a little room there, and there is a child hiding in this room. So I'm not sure if this child belonged to the people who were murdered, or if this was a stolen child or something like that, but that definitely caught my attention, and now I need to read more into this. So like I said, that whole first chapter, I was thinking I wasn't gonna like it. And then just something crazy happened that really piqued my interest. So maybe I'll try another chapter of it and kind of go from there. I don't know if I'll end up reading the entire book, but either way, it's definitely piqued my interest enough to read another chapter for sure. So the next book is called Wraith by Judith and Garfield Reeves Stevens. So I believe this is a husband and wife team, and this was another book from the My Throw Club unboxings. And this one says, in Sonora, Mexico, a drug lord's private army is torn apart by savage shadows that pass through walls. And in Arlington, Virginia, a cop about to lose his career comforts a dying woman in the wreckage of her car. So once again, cops. The next night, her ghost asks him for his help because a Russian general has infiltrated the United States with weaponized ghosts who can't be killed. The general's mission is unauthorized, a madman's quest, but if he succeeds in striking at his chosen target, the entire Western world will be in chaos. America will be humiliated, its superpower status lost. The only person who knows the general's plans is the woman who died in the car crash, and the only person who can communicate with her is the cop who was at her side when she died. Somehow, a little training and only days to prevent disaster, he must learn the secrets of America's confidential program of psychic warfare and penetrate a new realm of combat that could change this world and the next forever. This much is public. In 1995, the CIA shut down a 20-year-old program of intelligence gathering by psychic means, specifically remote viewing. Despite years of confirmed successes, the government's final report stated that the program had never produced useful results. All official research ended. This is what they're hiding. In 1995, the CIA made a significant breakthrough. It changed everything modern science thinks it knows about human consciousness. Since then, America and her enemies have been engaged in a covert psychic arms race, all sides using extreme tactics and countermeasures to achieve extreme results. But some secrets can't stay hidden. Now, a rogue force has learned how to make disembodied minds capable of more than passively observing an enemy. They can take lethal action. Ghosts have been weaponized. So, I don't know. Parts of this sounds interesting to me. There's a conspiracy theory element to it, which I kind of like. I don't know if this is more about zombies or if it really is ghosts. To me, it seems more like zombies. Like the government can kind of take control of people and use them in a zombie-like fashion. I don't know if it's really ghosts. I don't know. All this CIA stuff, like not really my thing. But let's try a chapter and find out. Alright guys, I couldn't even get through the first chapter of this. Like this one, no, gone. This has to be unhauled. It's so boring. Like I just can't, I did not even get through the first. I got through like the first maybe 2 pages. Didn't even read the first chapter of this. I don't even know what's going on. It's like some CIA stakeout. I don't know. There's like a, I don't know. I hated it. I don't want to read it. It's going. I'm happy that I did this challenge because at least I'm for sure unhauling 1 book. Okay, you guys, the next book is yet another My Throat Club book, and this one is an anthology. It's called Some Possible Solutions by Helen Phillips. And okay, so it says, what if your perfect hermaphrodite match existed on another planet? What if you could suddenly see through everybody's skin to their organs? What if you knew the exact date of your death? What if your city was filled with doppelgangers of you? Forced to navigate these bizarre scenarios, Philip's characters search for solutions to the problem of how to survive in an irrational, infinitely strange world. Basically, I started reading this and I actually read the first story in its entirety. There was 2 chapters, and as soon as I got to the end of the first chapter, I just like skipped ahead a little bit and I just looked and there was only like 3 pages left to just finish the story. So I just read the first story completely and I really, really liked it. It was about a woman who finds out the date of her death, and she has to live her whole life knowing the date of her death. So she passes by every single year. I think it's like April 17th is the date of her death, like years and years into the future. So she has children, she has grandchildren, and then like on that day, like every April 17th, she does something like special for herself because she knows on this date in the future, I'm going to be dead. But she gets to this date when she's actually supposed to die and nothing's happening, nothing's happening, nothing's happening. And I don't want to ruin it for you in case you end up seeing this, or in case you end up reading this. But I really liked this first story, so I'm definitely going to keep this one and read the rest of the stories. Alright, you guys, so the last book that we are going to be reading is Vampire Kisses. So this is the beginning of a series called Vampire Kisses. And I mean, depending on what happens, if I decide I don't want to read this one, then I get to unhaul this entire series because I have all of them. So to me, what this looks like is basically like a cheap kind of, I shouldn't say cheap because maybe it's really going to be good, but it kind of like reminds me of a Twilight knockoff. So I'm not sure. I really liked Twilight back in the day when it came out, but I don't know if it's still going to be something for me. So this is the first 3 books in one. But yeah, let's see if I actually like it by reading the first chapter. Okay, you guys, so I am back from reading Vampire Kisses, the first chapter, and I really liked this one as well. So This one, as much as I thought it was going to be like a Twilight kind of ripoff, it doesn't seem like it is. The book starts out with this young girl who is obsessed with becoming a vampire, and she's like 5 years old. She's just going into kindergarten, and she's kind of grown up with her parents, like watching scary movies and stuff like that. And she wants to be a vampire when she grows up, and she's like kind of obsessed with that. And I don't know, I really liked it. I kind of want to just continue on reading it. So, which I'm really surprised about, but I'm definitely going to be keeping this one. And I guess the whole series, after I read like the first book, I guess we'll see how the rest of them go, but I'm going to keep this one around. So you guys, I had 5 books that I wanted to try a first chapter for, and out of all of them, I'm keeping them all except for this one, Wraith. This one's going to be going in the unhaul pile, and look for that video coming soon because I'm going to be having quite a few books that I'm going to be getting rid of. So the rest of them we're going to keep. We've got The Artist of Disappearance, Werewolf Cop, Some Possible Solutions, and Vampire Kisses. These ones are all going to be staying with me, and I will be reading them at some point in the near future. Well, that's it for me today, guys. Let me know in the comments down below if you need to do this. Is your TBR out of control? Do you need to maybe do this? Try a chapter tag. I think it's a really, really great idea to kind of decide whether or not you really want to read some of those books that you have sitting on the shelf that you're not sure about. So let me know in the comments down below if you are planning to do this or if you have done this, and I can go and check out your video. Hope you guys are having an awesome day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!